There it is. I see it. I see the ship. There's the ship. I see it. Full speed ahead, batten down the hatches, and all that other nautical jargon that I don't understand. It's really not that kind of ship, but there are championships out there to be won this weekend in baseball, softball, and soccer as teams go for that gold starting Friday down in Fayetteville. This is Prep Rally, our weekly show dedicated to prep sports in Northwest Arkansas. I'm your host, Chip Sousa, the sports editor of the Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. The Weekend of Champions is here in Fayetteville, where champions will be crowned, and we will hear "We Are the Champion" over and over and over. Well, you get the idea. It'll be played a lot. Finals will begin Friday morning at 10 a.m. at 3 different venues at the University of Arkansas. They will have the soccer finals at Razorback Field. They will have the baseball finals at Baum Stadium, and they will have the softball finals at Bogle Park. Again, that will all start Friday morning at 10 a.m. There will be games played on Friday, and then they'll finish it up on Saturday. So it should be done sometime late Saturday afternoon, as more than 20 teams will earn enormous trophies. It really is all about that ship. Northwest Arkansas will have a number of soccer teams competing for state championships, but the 7A boys will feature two teams from the area who are somewhat newcomers to state championship soccer matches. For Rogers High, it's the first time the Mounties will play for a state championship, while Springdale Harbor is making its second championship match appearance. Last week, both Harbor and Rogers, they battled through state tournament play down in Fort Smith, and they ended up playing crosstown rivals in the semifinals. Rogers defeated Rogers Heritage 3-1 to punch their ticket to the championship match. And then after that, Harbor defeated Springdale High by the same score, 3-1, to punch its trip to Saturday soccer championship. So they will both play. They will play each other at 10 a.m. Saturday morning in the 7A championship. Our Scotty Borderland, he covered the 7A boys soccer tournament down in Fort Smith, and he spoke with Harbor coach Cory Butler after Saturday's match.
Yeah, they had it in the back of their minds. I had it in the back of my mind, but realistically, it was just another game they wanted to win, and they played well to do it. So,
it had to be.
For Rogers, the trip to the final represented a breakthrough for the program, which had played in 5 semifinal matches before finally getting that win in the semifinals to get to the championship match. Paul Boyd spoke with Rogers coach Stephen Peck about the upcoming championship game.
Man, it's great. It's something that we can hopefully build a legacy on. It's the first time we've been, I think, since 2008 when we made the state semis for the first time. We made it 5 times here, and now we're finally going on to the next step, so I'm excited for the guys.
On the girls' side, it's Bentonville again. Stop me if you've heard this before, but they'll be going for their 5th state championship in the past 6 years, as the Lady Tigers will take on Cabot at 4 o'clock Saturday. That will be the last soccer match of the championship weekend at Razorback Field. The Lady Tigers, they were tested in a 1-0 semifinal win over Springdale Harbor last week, but Lauren Hargis, she found the back of the net on a penalty kick for the game's only goal, and here's Bentonville Tigers right back in that championship match again. In Class 6A soccer, it is all about Siloam Springs, as their boys and girls are back in the championship matches again. For the Lady Panthers, this is their 5th consecutive state finals appearance, and they've won the last 3 championships in a row. The Siloam boys, they got past Little Rock Hall on penalty kicks, and so they're back in the championship game. They will play back-to-back on Friday. The boys will play first. They'll play at 10 a.m., and they're going to be playing Mountain Home at 10 a.m. Then the girls' match will follow right after that against Russellville. Russellville also got to the championship match by a penalty kick, so should be 2 great 6A championship games. Moving over to softball now. The Lady Tigers have lost just 1 game this season, and they will carry a 29-1 record into Friday morning's Class 7A state softball championship over at Bogle Park. They'll be playing North Little Rock. The Tigers, they just absolutely routed Cabot 10-0 last week in the semifinals. It's Peyton Wildeman. She hit a pair of home runs, and Maddie Pro, she is that standout pitcher for Bentonville. She struck out 13 batters. That gives her about 230 strikeouts for the season. Friday's 10 a.m. championship game, this will be a rematch of last year's championship game, and Bentonville won that one 12-1. They won it big. North Little Rock, they can hit the ball well. They outslugged Bryant 17-9 in the other semifinals, so should be a good softball game at 10 a.m. Friday morning. Our Henry Apple, he previewed the championship game with Bentonville coach Kent Early this week.
Once again, we're excited to be there. That's been a goal all season long, is we wanted to be at Bogle Park, so we're there against North Little Rock, who is probably one of the best programs in softball. So, it's just a great matchup.
Now that you're a defending state champion going in there the second time around. How does that differ from last year when you're hungry, you're wanting that first one?
It does differ a little bit. You know, the first thing that I said to the coaching staff that I did like is after we won the semifinal game, there was excitement of a relief, kind of, but there was no satisfaction. And on the bus ride home, it was just everyday business. I mean, the kids, you know, there's one more game out there, and that's the one we want to get to, and that's the one we want to get. So it is a little different because you have to take everybody's best shot. When you're the underdog, sometimes you can slip up on somebody, but that wasn't the case this year.
Yeah, you were taking.
3 Northwest Arkansas teams will play for baseball championships starting Friday morning at 10 o'clock in Baum Stadium. The 7A championship game that will get the weekend kicked off at 10 a.m. as Springdale Harbor takes on Cabot. The 3A championship game follows that at around 12:30 as Greenland takes on Harding Academy. And then Shiloh Christian, they are going for a repeat in Class 4A. They'll take on Nashville at about 3 o'clock. So back-to-back games for Northwest Arkansas teams at Baum Stadium going for those championships. Harbor, their baseball team, they proved that you can get through the state tournament without a bye, as the Wildcats won 3 straight games to earn just the program. It's just their second time to be in a championship game. They defeated Fort Smith Southside to open tournament play. It was a tough game there. Then they played North Little Rock, another game in which Harbor fell behind 3-0 in the first inning and battled back. Ended up winning that game 5-3. And then they defeated Fayetteville in the semifinals to reach the championship game. Mike Capshaw, he covered the 7A state tournament and spoke with Harbor coach Ron Bradley after the big win over Fayetteville in the semifinals.
And winning.
Well, that's what we talked about as a staff. We said, hey, third time's a charm. And, last week when we knew we were going to have to play 3 games, we penciled in Blake Benson to start game 3, and things kind of went to form, and he didn't disappoint us. He did a great job. Sure, it's something that you're trying to build tradition, and Fayetteville, that's what we were up against today, the tradition that Fayetteville has established over the years, and Harbor's trying to come along and take that tradition away, and this is a good start.
The Greenland Pirates, they are one of the hottest teams in any classification coming into the championship game this week. They went through the 3A state tournament bracket over in Harrison like nobody's business. They outscored their 3 opponents 39-18 in 3 games. Now, 10 of those 18 runs, I know 18 is a high number to give up in 3 games, but 10 of those came in a 20-10, almost like a football game type score. 20-10 in the opener, in which the Pirates built a big lead and then pitched some kids who don't pitch much, so that's why they gave up the 10 runs. But the Pirates have won 11 straight games coming into the championship game, and second-year coach Will McGinnis, he will have his team ready to take on Harding Academy at 12:30 on Friday. We spoke with Coach McGinnis earlier this week about his team's drive to the title game.
So the biggest thing is that the kids buying into what we're preaching is the biggest part of our success, and the leadership of our seniors. That's the biggest part of our success this year.
What's it going to be like for you personally to be in that dugout at Baum Stadium on Friday?
It's going to be unbelievable. It's going to be something that you probably can't believe it till you actually get there. I've had the opportunity to play there a couple times in the All-Star game, and obviously being in the dugout with my dad when they won it in '98. But when you're the head guy, and it's just something that, like I said, you can't really describe it till you get there. And I'm excited for it. I know our kids are excited, and we're ready for Friday to get here.
Shiloh Christian's back at Baum Stadium. They're looking to win the program's 5th state championship. The Saints use the same formula that they did last year: solid pitching, timely hitting, not making very many mistakes on defense to run through the Class 4A state tournament down at Lone Oak. The Saints won a couple of one-run games, including the 3-2 win in the semifinals. Michael Conley, he drove in all 3 runs for the Saints, and then the Saints turned to their pitching staff. Landon Brown, he's been their ace all year long. He went 6 strong innings, and then Tyler Roth came in that last inning and pitched a perfect last inning, struck out a couple of batters to get the save. So the Saints sticking with that formula that they did last year to win that state championship. They will play Nashville at 3 o'clock on Friday for the 4A state championship. Mike Capshaw was over at Shiloh Christian this week, and he spoke with Saints coach Mo Henry about the upcoming championship game.
How we matched up. We knew that, the previous year that, we lost to a really good Arkadelphia team, and we knew going into it that Ashdown was really good last year. So it was, we knew that we had the ability to compete and it's almost, try to get over that happy to be here type of deal, then let's go out and play. This year, I hope we still have a little bit of that hunger. We set out as a goal for us to get back to this game, and with this game, we just looked at it. Just the field itself of the state final field just looked different than with the teams, and the Final Four teams were all different besides us, and so really just trying to press on those guys that in this game that nothing is guaranteed. So.
The Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette will have complete coverage of all championship games this weekend, so be sure and check that out. We'll have game recaps, statistics, box scores, photos, and much, much more. We'll have it both in print and online at nwadg.com, so be sure and check out that coverage, all that coverage starting on Thursday with previews, and then Friday and Saturday and Sunday's championship game coverage. That's it for this week, and we wish all teams this week good luck in their state championship quest. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Prep Rally.